students in our building, they often say they don't have peers, friends, actually come up to them and say, "Hi, I need help with a mental illness that I'm struggling with." But they see it on Snapchat and Instagram, TikTok. They see it and they know how to respond to that kind of stuff in a way that I can't as a teacher, and it just wouldn't mean the same thing.
We know that students are more likely to talk to other students, even above well-meaning adults. And so this is the concept that really drove the beginning of the peer-to-peer depression awareness program. And it's been so great to see over 10 years. We started with 27 students in 5 high schools, and now we're in almost every school in our county. We've expanded to different counties, different states, and we know that it's working.
By simply watching this, you have helped raise awareness and reduce stigma. We thank you.
I think the peer-to-peer program has really helped the school climate, talking about depression awareness more openly, referring to treatment more frequently, just being more aware of the problem of depression in schools. And so I think it's really helped overall with students on an individual level and a macro level with getting connected with care.
As a teacher, I see that the work we do matters because students in our building routinely say they know the symptoms of depression and anxiety, they know how to get help, and they know how to help a friend.
I think the value of having the young people involved in peer-to-peer and their being so technologically savvy is they can get information about a kid that's struggling, and then we can help them almost immediately, because sometimes kids would suffer in silence in their bedrooms or their homes or their cars, but if they post something, that's the direct cry for help. And they want to help. The kids really do want to help. They are taking more responsibility.
We are not training students to be counselors. Their main role is to educate their peers about mental health issues and reduce the stigma around it, and then promote help seeking and serve as a resource for their peers. One thing that's really cool about this program is that the students don't want to just stop this mental health education and advocacy in high school. They want to continue it through their college years and beyond.
Peer-to-peer was really important to me in high school because it was a way to have language around depression and anxiety, which at the time a lot of my friends were dealing with, but it gave me the language to talk to them and a background and an understanding.
So in 2009, when I was part of the first cohort, I definitely remember that conversation around depression, anxiety, and other mental health issues was more hushed and not talked about in the open as much. And that was something that saddened me as somebody that understood that this is an issue that affects anyone regardless of race, identity, gender, and the fact that it's just blossomed into this impactful movement that connects youth and professionals alike is really amazing. And I'm really happy to see that other organizations are partnering with peer-to-peer and that peer-to-peer is getting the recognition it deserves.
My favorite campaign was last year when we did Depression is Real, Help is Too. Part of that is because 2 years ago we did Depression is Real, So is Help, and then for the second year we did Depression is Real, Help is Too.
But we've done a lot of great campaigns, but I think the one I liked the best was It's Time to Talk About Mental Health, and we got those little disposable watches, and so the kids could, when they answered a question, they could get a little watch about it's time to talk about mental health, and it was all related to it's time's up, but we've got to start dealing with this now. We're very much in-your-face campaign. We're not very subtle.
My favorite thing is, helping my friends and helping you guys as peer-to-peer members. So I like helping out people. So
my favorite memory from participating in P2P was our conferences at the end of the year when everyone came together and got to talk about what the other schools were doing, and you got to see their campaigns, and you were really able to look at how everyone got the same information and then they went totally different directions with it, which was really cool. I loved that.
So I think my favorite memory from my time in the peer-to-peer program was when we started to put together one of our first campaigns. So we had decided that we wanted to, as a way to address stigma and kind of normalize the face of depression and how it can look so different for different folks, we wanted to pull kind of like images of different celebrities.
So we had stress balls last year for our campaign, and this is what they look like. And we had our slogan from last year. It's probably hard to see, but it says "Depression is real, help is too" on the back, and it says LMS peer-to-peer on the front.
First time we did the stress balls, the concern from some of our administrators was like, who's going to pick up the stress balls? And so Brian and I were purposely last in the auditorium so we were planning walking down the hall and picking up all the stress balls, and there literally wasn't one. There was not a single stress ball out anywhere, and that's when we're like, hey, maybe they're getting it.
I really want to thank the University of Michigan Depression Center and the Depression Center staff team for making this happen. It's something that is a huge privilege to be a part of, and I'm honored to serve with them.
I just wanted to thank Peer-to-Peer for helping out at my school, at the schools around this area. Every year that we got together, it felt like a community. We were able to bring everybody into the same room to talk about what they've been doing in the community. It was really inspiring. So I just want to thank you guys.
I just wanted to thank Depression Awareness and the peer-to-peer program through the U of M Depression Center. It was so awesome to have the opportunity in high school and to see that 10 years later it's still going strong and growing and expanding. And I hope that that continues for the years to come.
I think the partnership with the University of Michigan has been fantastic. We're so fortunate to be 10 minutes away from the university, and anything that we've wanted from peer-to-peer or the university, all we have to do is just ask. And even when we've wanted stuff that hasn't been peer-to-peer depression awareness related, they've been willing to step up and come in and help and give us anything that we needed. So I think that partnership's been fantastic, and we're fortunate to be so close to have that resource.